So students, today I am going to take the chemistry class number 25. The headline is enzymes. Listen here. The enzymes are nothing but the proteins you see. What are enzymes? Enzymes are nothing but the proteins which are produced in our body actually. So many proteins are produced in our body. So we know that what are proteins? Proteins are nothing but the polypeptides constructed from 20 different amino acids. But here you see, enzymes are nothing but the proteins which are produced in our body, and these enzymes initiate large number of biochemical reactions in our body. They act as a catalyst for the biochemical reactions. You see, so therefore enzymes are called the biocatalysts. So therefore, what are enzymes? Enzymes are nothing but the proteins which are produced in our body. They catalyze many number of biochemical reactions in our body. So therefore, they are called the what? Biocatalysts. And then you see, so these enzymes generally is made up of two parts. So that is protein part and non-protein part. Just here, protein part of the enzyme is called the apoenzyme. So which is the protein part of the enzyme? Apoenzyme. Which is the non-protein part, that is a non-protein part. Non-protein part of the enzyme is called the coenzyme. So that means you see, enzymes are nothing but the proteins which are produced in our body. They initiate or they catalyze large number of biochemicals in our body. Therefore, they are called the biocatalysts because they catalyze the many number of biochemical reactions. They are called the biocatalysts. And these enzymes, the enzyme is made up of two parts. You see. So protein part of the enzyme, non-protein part of the enzyme. Protein part of the enzyme is called the apoenzyme. Non-protein part of the enzyme is called the coenzyme. And then these proteins, generally, they are very active at a definite temperature. That is called the 36 to 37 degrees Celsius, which is called the optimum temperature. Remember. So optimum temperature. What is optimum temperature? It is the temperature at which the enzymes are very, very active. So therefore, it is called the optimum temperature. So after that you see, so generally these examples for enzymes you see. Let me take maltose. So maltose is the disaccharide. So that is C12, H22, O11. It undergoes hydrolysis by the enzyme maltase into glucose and fructose. That is C6H12, O6 plus C6 H12 O6. So this is glucose, this is fructose. So that means you see, maltose means both are the glucose and glucose you see. So that means maltose undergoes hydrolysis in terms of the enzyme that is maltase or diastase, let us say. You will getting glucose and glucose. So fats undergoes hydrolysis by the enzyme lipase you see. Is it time? So fats undergoes hydrolysis by the enzyme lipase, giving fatty acids and glycerol. Fatty acid plus glycerol. So here this lipase acts as enzyme. So sucrose, if you take sucrose, that is C12H22O11. That is, if you take it is a sucrose, that is cane sugar. It will also undergo hydrolysis by the enzyme sucrase. Into glucose and fructose, that is C6H12O6 plus C6H12O6. So that means you see, it is glucose, it is fructose, Even proteins, if you take proteins, so these proteins undergo hydrolysis by the enzyme pepsin, trypsin, etc. Proteins are undergo hydrolysis giving what you know, amino acids. What you are going to get? Amino acids. Why? Because amino acids are present in the proteins. Proteins are made up of what? Amino acids. Because you see, the amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. Proteins are, that is built by what? Amino acids. So therefore, proteins are hydrolyzed use amino acids in terms of which enzyme? Pepsin, trypsin, etc. Chymotrypsin, etc. So therefore, these are the enzymes you see. So that means you see, we come to the conclusion that enzymes are nothing but the proteins which are produced in our body. And then these enzymes which are nothing but the proteins, so initiate, catalyzes large number of biochemical reactions in our body. So therefore, they are called the biocatalysts. And the enzyme has two parts you see. So protein part of enzyme, non-protein part of enzyme. Protein part is called the coenzyme, non-protein part is called the coenzyme. and proteins are very active at a definite temperature called the optimum temperature 36 to 37 degrees Celsius. So then after above 65 degrees Celsius, for example, above 65 degrees Celsius, they become inactive. They will get actually destroyed. After 65 degrees Celsius, the enzyme will destroy. So example for enzymes are nothing more days lipase, sucrase, pepsin, chymotrypsin, trypsin, even zymase, invertase. Invertase is the enzyme which converts sucrose into glucose and fructose. Okay, so we know that. So like this, you see, we can have many number of enzymes. So now you see, one more enzyme is there, that is called the oxidoreductase enzyme. You see, oxidoreductase. You see, oxidoreductase enzyme. So what is meant by this oxidoreductase enzyme? You see, oxido means it that means helps for oxidation. Reductase means, you see, it also helps for reduction. That means, you see, some enzymes can catalyze both oxidation as well as what? Reduction. That means, you see, oxidoreductase enzymes are nothing but the enzymes which can catalyze oxidation of one substrate, oxidation of one reactant. Simultaneously, it catalyzes the reduction of another substrate also. That means, you see, the same enzyme in the forward direction, it will catalyze the oxidation. At the same time, the same enzyme will help for the reduction of the another substrate. So that means, you see, like this, oxidoreductase enzymes are nothing but the enzymes which can catalyze both oxidation as well as what? Reduction. Oxidation and reduction. So for this reason, you see, those are called the oxidoreductase enzymes. Okay. So this is one topic regarding the enzymes. You see, we have only this much of information with the enzymes. So next, coming to your second that is topic, which is nothing but, you see, hormones. So we know that, you see, hormones are nothing but the they are also but the biochemical messengers. So what are biochemical messengers? Biochemical messengers are nothing but the hormones. So what are hormones? They are nothing but the biochemical messengers. What actually the meaning of this, you see? Hormones are nothing but the especially chemical substances. Hormones are nothing but the chemical substances which are secreted by endocrine glands. Remember, hormones are also called the biochemical messengers. But what are biochemical messengers? They are nothing but the chemical substances which are secreted by endocrine glands. That is called the ductless glands. And after secretion, these hormones, so that means reaches the specific cells. After secretion, you see, the hormones will reach the specific cells and initiate large number of biochemical reactions. So those are called the hormones. So therefore, what are hormones? Hormones are called the biochemical messengers. So they are nothing but the chemical substances which are secreted by the endocrine glands. That means, you see, ductless glands. So after the secretion, the hormones reaches the specific cells and catalyze many number of biochemical reactions. So that means, you see, these hormones play an important role in the growth and reproduction. That is, hormones play an important role in the growth and reproduction. That means, you see, if the hormones are secreted more and more or less secretion. So in some cases, you see, in some people's or many number of people, you see, hormone deficiency is there. In some people, you see, hormone that means over secretion is there. You see, over secretion and non-secretion leads to abnormalities in the body. So stunted growth or long growth, like that, you see. So that means, so due to the hormone deficiency, we are going to get a many number of diseases, of course. So example, we have only one example for your study. That is called insulin. Insulin is the protein hormone secreted by beta cells of pancreas. You know what is insulin? Insulin is the protein hormone secreted by beta cells of pancreas. So this is the ductless gland. Therefore, insulin is the protein hormone secreted by beta cells of pancreas. So this insulin actually metabolizes, or it will that means maintains the sugar level in the blood. It will maintain the what? Sugar level. What is the that is the role of insulin in the body? It will that is controls the sugar level in the blood. That is called the insulin. And we have many number of that is proteins. You see, some estrogen proteins are also there. Okay, and then some protein, that is insulin. Insulin is only one protein we have in our studies actually. What is the that is the structure of insulin? You see, so insulin is made up of, we know that, you see, insulin is a protein hormone. So therefore this protein hormone insulin is made up of two polypeptide chains. You see, polypeptide chains. So two polypeptide chains, that is two numbers. One number with 30 amino acids. So two polypeptide chains are present in insulin. So in the one polypeptide chain contains 30 amino acids. Another polypeptide chain contains 21 amino acids. So totally we have how many amino acids are present in the insulin? 51 amino acids. So these 251 amino acids are divided into polypeptide chains. You see, in one polypeptide chain we have 30 amino acids, another polypeptide chain 21. So therefore it is 51. Totally 51 amino acids are present in the insulin. And then you see, it can be so that is written like this. So let me take, this is 30 amino acids chain. You see, one polypeptide chain. This is 21 amino acids. So these two polypeptide chains are linked through disulfide linkages. You see, they are linked through what? Disulfide linkages, like this, at two places. You see, so disulfide linkages. So it is one polypeptide chain. This polypeptide chain contains how many amino acids? 30. This polypeptide chain contains how many amino acids? 21. These two polypeptide chains are interlinked with, okay, that is one linkage which is called the disulfide linkage. It is called the disulfide linkage. Okay, so this is only one that is hormone which is that is introduced in our syllabus. However, you see, we have many number of hormones in your that is biology. We have many number of hormones. You see, okay. And that is thyroxine hormone is there. You see, thyroxine, which contains iodine. Thyroid, it secretes thyroid, that is secretion. So that is called thyroxine. So it is the hormone which is secreted by thyroid glands, and deficiency in will gives you what? Thyroid. Okay. And in which contains this thyroxine, that is hormone contains, you see, iodine actually. It contains what? Iodine. So that is how we can explain the hormones. You see, only simple that is explanation is there for your hormones. You see, biochemical messages or chemical substances secreted by ductless glands, and only insulin, and they play an important role in the growth and reproduction. Over secretion and less secretion leads to abnormalities in the body. And example is insulin, that is thyroxine, etc. So insulin is nothing but the protein hormone secreted by beta cells of pancreas, made up of two polypeptide chains, one with 30, second with 21. Totally how many amino acids are present in the insulin? 51. And the structure, these two polypeptide chains are linked through disulfide linkages between the two polypeptide chains. So that is the meaning of this insulin structure. So after that, that is hormones. We have one more small topic. So that the small topic is nothing but, you see, that is vitamins. That are vitamins. You see, vitamins. So that is vitamins or vitamins is nothing but these are the organic substances, organic molecules, which are needed in small quantities. What are vitamins? Vitamins are nothing but the organic substances which are required in small quantities. Even though they are required in small quantities, they are very, very essential for the proper growth, development, okay, proper health of the human beings. Okay, so for this reason they are very, very important. And these vitamins generally, so in the Greek you see, vita means life. That means, you see, vitamins are necessary for the life processes. Even though they are required in small quantities, they are very, very essential for the life processes. Okay, they play an important role in the proper health, growth, development of the animals as well as plants. So here the classification of vitamins. Next, classification. Classification of vitamins. So this classification of vitamins, you see, vitamins are classified depending upon their solubilities. You see, vitamins are classified on the basis of what? Depending upon their solubilities, whether they are soluble in water or whether they are soluble in fats. So therefore, they are classified into two classes, that is fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. Water soluble. So what is number fat soluble and water soluble vitamins? You see, fat soluble vitamins are nothing but the vitamins which are soluble in fats. They are not soluble in water. They are soluble in what? Fats. So important fat soluble vitamins are, you can remember like this, you see, ADEK. What is ADEK? That is ADEK. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K. That is called ADEK. That is, but to remember like that, you see, ADEK, ADEK. And these fat soluble vitamins are stored in our body in adipose tissues, you see. Which tissues? Adipose tissues. Liver and adipose, both liver and adipose tissues, these fat solubles are water accumulated in our body. Whenever required, you see, they will that means give back. They will undergo hydrolysis. You will be getting energy, of course. So for this reason, you see, even though we are not getting any food for 2 days, we can live without food, you see. Why? Because you see, all the fats in our body, so will undergo hydrolysis, giving fatty acids and glycerol. These fatty acids undergoes hydrolysis, giving energy, you see, large amount of energy. That energy is utilized for the various activities of our body. Now, what are fat soluble vitamins? These are the vitamins which are soluble in fats, not in water. So examples are A, D, E, K, vitamin A, D, vitamin E, vitamin K. And they are stored in the liver and adipose tissues. Water soluble vitamins are for the vitamins which are soluble in water only. Okay, the examples are BC. You have to remember like what? BC, before Christ. Okay, that is BC, vitamin B and vitamin C. So you have only A, B, C, D, E and K is there. A, B, C, D, E and K. But in A, B, C, D, E, K, ADEK, A, D, E, K, that is fat soluble. Only BC is what? Not soluble. In B we have many number of branches in vitamins, you see, B1, B2, B3, B6, B12, vitamin B12, you see, B complex, you know the tablets for B complex, that is B12 complex, B12. Okay. So like that you see, water soluble vitamins have to be taken through the diet regularly. Why? Because you see, these water soluble vitamins are soluble in water and they are excreted through the urine, you see. Every day, through the urine, all these water soluble vitamins are wasted. They are excreted out. So for this reason, we have to take regularly which one? Water soluble vitamins. That is vitamin B and what? Vitamin C. Ascorbic acid. So that is green leaves. And then vitamin C means, you see, all that is fruits. Okay, citrus fruits. We call it as what? Citrus fruits. Okay, vitamin C is there. So like that you see, because water soluble vitamins are wasted or that is lost through the urine, you see, we have to take the water soluble vitamins regularly. Okay, so these are the vitamins, you see, and then we have only the deficiencies of vitamins with you see, vitamin A, which deficiency diseases are caused by that is vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C and what? Vitamin D. So for this reason, we know that we see vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, D, E, K, like this you see, we have many number of vitamins. So that means some deficiency of A or B or C, D, E, K. So it causes many number of diseases, you see. So for example, vitamin A, so hardening of cornea in eyes, you see. That is it is also called the xerophthalmia. It is called what? Xerophthalmia. There is a hardening of that is cornea in the what? Eye. And then if you take B, it is a very disease, you know. It is what is the disease caused by what? Vitamin B, very. And then vitamin B12, pernicious anemia. Pernicious what? Anemia. And then coming to your vitamin C, it is scurvy. Scurvy. And then what is vitamin D? Vitamin D is rickets. Rickets. That is the this is caused by what? Vitamin D. And then vitamin E, muscular weakness. You see, muscular weakness or muscle. There is no muscle strength if the vitamin E is what? Deficient. So finally, K is, so if there is a decrease in the K, vitamin K, so then blood clotting time will be increased, you see. If you have any accident or anything, you see, so blood should be clotted as early as possible. So blood should not be clotted for a long time. That means, you see, it is not clotted as early as possible, you see. There is a vitamin K is deficiency. That means blood clotting time will be increased when the deficiency of K is there, you see, vitamin K. So this is how we can explain the there is different vitamins and their deficiency diseases. Their deficiency what? Diseases. Generally, in this chapter we have only 1 mark question, 1 mark or maximum 2 mark question. That is, so this one you see, this table, that is vitamins, different vitamins and their deficiency in water, deficiency diseases, or water fat soluble vitamins. Give an example. Water soluble vitamins. Give an example. In the enzymes, you see, so why? Because the enzyme chapter is already included in your surface chemistry, you see. So here we have only one small topic, that is enzyme. And hormones, regarding the hormones, you see, he may ask only one question on insulin. So what is the role of insulin in insulin? So that means it plays an important role in maintaining the blood sugar level in the blood. That's all. Only one question is there. What is the role of insulin? It maintains the sugar level in the blood. It controls the sugar level in the blood. So that is how we can write the answer. And this one question is there on the different vitamins and their different diseases. You see, so different diseases are there: vitamin B, C, D, E, K, etc. Okay, this is how we can explain the vitamins. That completes your enzymes, hormones, as well as vitamins. Okay.